With another 4th of July weekend in the books, we raise a glass to our Yankee cousins across the pond and worldwide. You find yourselves free of us dear Brits. And to celebrate, we have one bumper edition of Hopaganda as we welcome to the channel New York City's other half Brewing. This week we're switching up the formula a little, so let's dive straight in. Firstly, we kick things off with a double dry hopped Mosaic Imperial IPA. What is apparently their standard double Mosaic IPA, just dry hopped for a second time with Mosaic lupin powder, plus a heavy dose of oats and a little lick of lactose for a big, creamy and fruity brew. Boy, is that creamy. A lot of oats right up top, and there is a real dank apricot bubbling away in there too. And there is a little prickle of pineapple too. So it's got a real piney apricot note right up top. There's a subtle strawberry note tickling away in the back ends, and it does finish out with a real resinous dankness. There are some soft vanilla-y creamy notes hidden away in those middles too. But it must be said, as things wear on, some of those sweeter notes, those pineapple-y, those apricot-y notes, do start to work their way in just a little bit more, and you do get a sweeter, more creamier mouth.
I like your creamy mouth.
I bet you do, baby. But it must be said, that finish, it does remain very bitter, almost west coasty. It's piney, it's grassy, and it's real resinous. Next up, we have ourselves a couple of single hoppers. Firstly, a real intriguing prospect. All Nelson everything. A Nelson Suavin Imperial Single Hopped IPA. Having formed a new partnership with hop farmers in New Zealand, other half have greater access to all of those wonderful Kiwi hops, the Nelson included. As a result, they can make special brews a little like this one. And as I don't recall ever actually having a single hopper with the Nelson, I am very keen to see what it's about. So I gotta admit, for a single hop Nelson, I was expecting a little bit more of a winey aroma. It's quite melony, quite grassy on the nose. And some almost citrusy gooseberry notes coming through too. But it's got to be said, it is very, very subtle aroma-wise. Let's hope there's a little more in the mouth. So it does kick off with real sweetness of stone fruit, some real melon notes in there too, and it is a whole lot sweeter than I had been anticipating. But as you might anticipate, those white wine, those grapey notes do start to muscle their way into the picture, and things do get a little, what do they get in the end? What do they get in the finish? What do you call that finish? It's
Vinous? I mean, I find it like quite winey and dry.
It is quite a... And it does develop into a winey, dry finish. Hit me, baby! So I don't know about you, but a single hopped Nelson I have not tried before. But I tell you what, there definitely needs to be a few more of them out there, as this was an absolute treat. And I've got to admit, something of a surprise. As of course, those white wine, those white grape notes are to be completely expected. But those sweeter notes, those fruitier, berry, stone fruit notes were a little less expected. They sure brought a whole heap of flavour and personality. That's what I've written. Why have I not written more?
I wasn't recording that anyway.
What? What?
No, I was.
the second of our single hoppers should be another absolute treat. All Strata everything. The Strata being one of the best new hops on the market. Hugely fruity, with some subtle notes of kush. Dank but clean, with big, complex, fruity flavours of passion fruit, strawberry and citrus. Paired with other half's classic soft-bodied malt and water bill. Oh, so there's a real fruit salad going on here. We're getting some real pineapple notes, some real strawberries and cream, some subtle citrusy notes too. Maybe some subtle berry notes and some apricot in there as well. So it does kick off with a real sweetness, real strawberries and cream right off the bat. And some sweet stony fruit notes in there too. And there is an almost malty, sweet bready note tickling away in the back ends. But that finish, it does have a note of black tea and a real subtle dankness in it. And there is a subtle citrusy note in that finish. It's almost lemongrassy. I do get lemongrass a lot in my fucking citrus notes too. I don't know if that's just the deal because it beers are grassy and citrusy.
I think that's, but then yeah, that's exactly what it is. You're getting both a kind of dankness and like a grassiness and a citrusiness.
Almost like what's that? What's the lemon cake? The lemon
Drizzle.
lemon drizzle. Almost a subtle lemon drizzle cake to it.
I wouldn't have picked up the black tea, but I'm getting that now in the aftertaste. Now that you've mentioned it.
So for another single hopper, this was an absolute treat. I of course do love me the Strata, so no surprise, I loved this. It was just jam-packed full of flavours that were ever developing. From those early sweet berry, strawberry and cream notes right up top, to some of those slightly sweeter stone fruit notes, to those subtle apricot and citrus vibes, with a real gentle maltiness, bready note in there too, and it was all held together with a beautiful black tea backbone. Boom, that'll do. So that's part one of our American extravaganza. Join us again Thursday for part two. I sure hope you enjoyed a little snippet from our weekend sesh. And with 2 further big Impies to come, all I can say is to be continued.